Ms. Ansari?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here today. This is an unprecedented moment in our nation's history. Donald Trump and an unelected billionaire, Elon Musk, are illegally dismantling our government agency by agency and illegally stealing your data, your money, and your services. I would love for Mr. Musk to come here and testify before this committee so we can understand his qualifications to do this, because last I checked, running a social media platform does not qualify you for understanding how the U.S. government works and making sure that it can operate and serve the American people. One of my Republican colleagues just went after the IQ of federal workers. They want us to think that federal workers are faceless, nameless bureaucrats roaming the halls of Washington, D.C., when the reality is that over 85% of federal employees live outside of Washington, D.C., and they're your neighbors, your friends, and your families. More than 34,000 federal employees live in Arizona, and about 7,000 live in my district. They make sure that your highways are running smoothly and safely so we can get to work on time. They make sure your grandparents get their Social Security checks on time so that they can afford food. In my district, we have multiple VA health centers to make sure our veterans get access to basic health care. Maricopa County, one of the largest counties in the United States, has over 245,000 veterans who do not know if they're going to keep getting their benefits. That is absurd and disrespectful to so many Arizonans who put their lives on the line for this country. Because of the Musk funding freezes, I had constituents calling my office panicking about whether they would be able to get urgent surgeries. Renters on subsidies are distressed about whether or not they will get aid or get evicted and end up on the streets. Even after Trump realized how disastrous his misguided freezes were and reversed some of them, there are healthcare clinics in my district that are laying off staff and cutting critical programs like STD prevention and substance abuse care because they were labeled as DEI. Republicans want to take a vote about fentanyl later today, and yet they're cutting care to get people off of fentanyl. I previously served as the vice mayor of Phoenix, Arizona, the 5th largest city in the country, and I can tell you firsthand how much federal funding and agencies matter to a city like Phoenix. It literally keeps your grandparents and your children fed, your streets safe, your public safety and police and fire running, make sure public transportation is operating, and that air conditioning is running during our extremely hot summers. While Trump and Musk are allegedly concerned about making our government more efficient, they want to lay off and dismantle the very people and departments who are keeping the country running. These loyal, dedicated employees are doing more and more with less and have been for decades. This graph shows the federal workforce. It has remained at nearly the same level for 50 years, while the U.S. population has grown by 100 million people. The bottom line is that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are lying to you, they're lying to the American people under the guise of efficiency. They are dismantling every department. That's not efficiency. They are breaking down the government illegally, from USAID, that's vital for national security, to the Department of Education, to the Department of Labor, to the Environmental Protection Agency. They are going after your healthcare, your schools, your safety, your data, illegally and unvetted. And what is the ultimate aim for all of this? To distract the American people, to cut a little bit of money so that they can gift their billionaire buddies with massive tax cuts. Just watch them. Thank you. I yield back.
Would you yield to the ranking member?
I yield back to the ranking member.
No, thank you. Just real quickly, and does Elon Musk bring some specialty or some expertise in terms of ameliorating or cutting back or pruning or making qualitative judgments about the value of the programs you described that are being hurt right now? Does he bring some special expertise to that task?
He does not. He has not shown any interest in the issues that affect Phoenix or any other city that I've heard of.
And that would be quite different than the process that we saw unfold in the reform effort in Iowa, would it not?
What I heard from the governor was very different than what I've seen thus far. There were no funding freezes. People, programs were actually being evaluated. It sounds like what was happening in Iowa was actually about efficiency, where this is about illegally dismantling our government and taking away from the American people.
I thank my colleague for yielding.
Pursuant to the